So this is something that most people think is, seems super complex, but it's actually super simple. This is also kind of assuming you already know what a call and a put is at most, and kind of how options work. But if you don't, I will go over a few of the basics. But if you don't, you can check out one of my other videos on how options actually work on my channel. Okay, so now that that you guys have agreed to that, let's go ahead and get started here. So this is what an option chain looks like. Normally, you'd see it like this, or you could also see it on your other platforms. Calls at the top, puts at the bottom. So this is kind of overwhelming to look at if you're just looking at numbers here. And this is your first time, so we'll just take it step by step and explain everything, and it'll be pretty simple. Okay. So first things first is the top right corner. That is your quote, not your chain. So the quote is how it's doing for the day. This is kind of like how the same thing as stocks, right? Because we have the price right here. You can see with my mouse. And then we also have the change from yesterday's volume. So this is how the underlying is doing. The underlying is the actual stock. In this case, it's Amazon. It's very well known. So just brought it up. And we have the bid-ask spread, right? So we also went over this in the previous video for stocks. The bid is what the people are trying to sell at, and the ask is what is currently trying to be sold at, and then the lots are what is available at that price. One lot is, in this case, 100 shares, so we have 100, and a $2 spread, almost about a buck and something. So the actual options part of it, we can look at over here on the left side. So first of all, we have the expiry date. So the way options work is we have theta, or time difference. So it doesn't work like stocks where you can just buy and hold them forever. A contract is an option is a contract for the future. So we have to have normally an expiry date, or else it wouldn't be a contract, right? So in here we have a weekly, which means that I've chosen the periods for the strikes going weekly. So I'm filming this on, I think, November 30th. So expiry date here, December 10th on a weekly. You can also trade monthlies. You can also do leaps, which are more than 1 year ahead. But regularly, people that are trying to trade for income, or they're trying to day trade, will do weeklies to get to take advantage of that time depreciation. Okay, number of strikes is down the list. How many strike prices you'd like to see? In this case, 8. On this brokerage, it's 6. By default, I've changed it to 8. I think you can go up to maybe 16, maybe more. I forgot the drop down. This is just a screenshot here, and you can look at it that way. All right. So first things first, whenever you're buying an option or selling an option, you are either buying or selling a call, buying or selling a put. A call is the right to buy. So one call is the right to buy 100 shares at a certain strike, and a put is the right to sell 100 shares at a certain strike. And then the opposite is for the sell. Okay, so you can buy call, sell call, buy call, sell put. All right. First thing we're gonna look at only half of this. Okay, so if this looks kind of intimidating, we're actually only looking at half the chart, because if you are buying a contract, you can only buy, you're playing one or the other side, unless you're trying to do a spread or you're trying to do a strategy, but that's kind of beyond the scope of this video. So we're only going to be looking at one side. So let's just look at the calls, because I'm in North America and we read from left to right, so it's just a little easier for me to explain it. So first of all, let's talk about the open interest, because this is not something that you're going to be seeing on equities or stocks. Open interest is basically the volume of contracts that have gone through that are still open. Okay, so it doesn't have to be throughout the day. And I use the word volume interchangeably, and it looks like volume and open interest are different, and they're actually extremely similar. The only difference is for the day. Okay, so what does that mean? If I sell a call, okay, and no one has bought that call yet, then I have there's an open interest. No one's taking the other side. So the open interest would increase by 1. At a point where I close out my contract or someone else closes out that contract with me, then we have the open interest actually going down. So anytime I'm closing my contract, any time the other person is closing their position by either expiry or because I bought it out or sold it out, then the open interest would go down. So our open interest can go up, it can go down, or it could stay the same. It doesn't matter if it's on the day, because you can have an open interest because there's a contract into the future, right? So I could have it open for a week, a month, a year, and so forth. Okay. Now volume, on the other hand, volume is always going to be lower. Well, in very rare cases, it's actually higher, but it's most of the time going to be lower because volume is what's traded for the day. Okay. So what does that mean? We have a volume of 66. That means 66 transactions have happened at this day at this strike price. Okay. So the strike price is what you're looking at. So we're looking at a strike price of 3,495 here, the first one. Okay. We'll get more into that later. So then we have the last price that it was traded at. Very, very intuitive, very simple, and the change from the last price that it was traded at. Okay, so you can see it was a very violent swing of 38.45. Okay, and we have the bid-ask spread, and then we have the strike. The bid-ask spread is again the bid is what the askers are trying to sell it at, and the ask is what the bidders are trying to buy it at. Okay. Now, the strikes. First thing I want you guys to notice is that you'll see it's kind of highlighted in green on this side, and then highlighted in green on this side. It's kind of like a diagonal. So this can be highlighted in many different ways at different brokerages and at different option chains that you're reading it. But what this is just trying to tell you is that this is basically at the money. Okay, so you have right here the price 3,514. The closest at the money is 3,510. If this goes to 3,515, it would hit this strike price right here, and then you would see the greens move down for the calls and the puts, and it also move down for the puts. Okay, so this is out the money, and this is in the money, and then this would be at the money. Okay, so if we are in the money, obviously you are getting paid way more if you're selling the call, because it's already hit that strike price. So you're taking a huge risk by selling it, and you're taking a very, very low risk by buying it, right? So that's why we have the premium. So that's what the last price is, the premium of the call. Okay, and if it's out of the money, there may be a chance that it does not hit this. So if you're trying to sell a call, you're going to be getting less premium. So that's why the premium, as you're going down by the strike prices, more and more out of the money, quote unquote, that is when the premium goes down. Okay, so as you're moving up and into the money, your premium goes up because there's more of a chance it's going to be staying the same because it's already at that price. Okay, so if someone wants to trade with you in this time period, you would have to pay a very large amount in premium. Okay, same thing on the puts. It mirrors the calls. Okay, it's just the exact opposite. So obviously in the money is the opposite way, because you are a put is the contract to have the right but not the obligation to sell at a certain price. So we always want to sell higher. So whatever is higher is in the money, whatever is lower is out of the money. Okay, and at the money is always going to be where the diagonal line crosses. All right, so that's pretty much how to read an option chain for calls and for puts. I hope you guys have learned a lot from this video. I tried to explain it as easily as possible. If you do need to know how an options contract works, you can refer back to another video. I might link it in the comments below. But thank you very much. Let me know what you would like to see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.